Yeah. I know that things are tough, but we will make it out. Dominica, we all gonna make it one day. The pressures of the system make us lose around. Oh yeah, we all gonna make it one day. Yeah, listen now, there's something that I wanna say to you. You get me so angry. Yeah man, this is Emma Moses, and you're watching Sat News, the People's Choice, yeah? Make it bless, make it bless, make it bless. Love.
Welcome to SAT TV's news. I am Shanna Espree, your presenter. In our top stories, Dominicans receive scholarships from China. Applications by regional airlines for additional Guyana flights challenged by U.S. carriers. Shark found in New York subway car. And in sports news, Dominican women cricket team picks up first victory. Details of these will follow. Welcome back. The new state-of-the-art Dominica State College will finally open its doors to the new academic year beginning in September of 2013, as stated by Minister of Education Honorable Peter Seja. He noted that DSC supports a wide range of opportunities and policies of the government of Dominica, including facilities which offer outstanding support for teaching and learning, and produces educated people contributing to national development. Some of the features of the new campus include larger classrooms, overhead projectors, smart classrooms, air conditioners and fans, auditoriums, and up-to-date modern laboratories.
We view the construction of the Dominica State College as a most tangible expression of the commitment of the People's Republic of China to the Commonwealth of Dominica. And Excellency, we are indeed grateful for this significant contribution.
He said this facility is very important and will serve as an investment in educating Dominicans. President of the Dominica State College, Dr. Donald Peters, is of the view that the state-of-the-art facility will be a school of technology. The future of our country depends on our ability to manage the economy, and we need to be educated to ensure it is done efficiently, he said. For the new school term, they will also be introducing courses like electrical engineering technology, plumbing technology, and agriculture. Each will be housed in their own buildings. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit noted the government saw it fit to invest $30 million into the education of our young people by providing them with the quality environment required for effective learning. Mr. Skerrit pointed out the new campus will have a modern library, which is an important element at institution of higher learning, and without it, education would be compromised. In other news, Salisbury Parliamentary Representative Honorable Hector John continues to share his concerns for the repair of Salisbury roads, which according to him is in deplorable condition. Mr. John commended the Salisbury residents who turned out in large numbers on Sunday, August 4th, to repair the Salisbury Village Road. He added that it was a community effort. The materials were all purchased by the villagers.
We came together, got tarish and cement, and came together. Some men brought the mixers and dump trucks and came together to repair the village road. And we must say that Kudme is still well and alive in Salisbury, and we continue to do what we can for our community to work hard to ensure that our roads are motorable. But we can only do that much. And we have asked the government on numerous occasions to come to Salisbury and deal with our village roads and our farm access roads.
The farm access roads in the heights of Salisbury are deplorable, he stressed. Mr. John informed that most individuals that are struggling to access their farms due to the poor conditions of the roads.
Some people tell you if somebody has to love you to give you a right to go to your farm. That's how bad the roads are. In the heights of Mount Ratchet as well, we have been speaking about the road in Mount Ratchet Heights as well. It's in deplorable condition. They are speaking about BAM, the banana adjustment measures, they're expecting that fund. But that fund is right next year. Sometime next year they'll have access to these funds.
So those funds have catered for farm access roads?
Yes, in some areas. But right now, in the immediate right now, we need repairs in the heights of Salisbury. There's a place where we call Teobal, and a part of the culvert has capsized.
According to the concerned and frustrated power rep, in certain areas of Salisbury, the rivers are actually undermining the roads. He says once again he feels like he is literally begging the government to assist them. When asked if the national budget had made any accommodations for the access roads within the Salisbury constituency, this is what he had to say.
They have not. Some time ago, the Minister of Works, Mr. Blackmore, said that they have $60,000 for a place in Petit Makushri, somewhere in Petit Makushri. And it was not making any economic sense to do that part of the road and not address lower part of the road, because you have to get there. And that is the problem that we have. The entire road from the village to right back to Cuba Road. The roads are in a deplorable condition, and that is what we're asking, just to address it first. And not only the farmers going to utilize that road. Segment 8 of the Waitakubuli Trail ends on that road, and segment 9 also starts on that road. So that is also going to benefit our tourism product.
Mr. John says the two key income generating areas in agriculture and tourism are being affected. The entire Salisbury community is affected, he stated. In other stories, the Fisheries Division has launched an investigation into the death of a number of fish locally termed kai. Chief Fisheries Officer in the Fisheries Division, Mr. Andrew Maglaw, stated this began when a number of fish were found dead in the area known as Baytown Roseau, near the Roseau River on Saturday, August 3rd. While testing one of the dead kais, Mr. Maglaw noted during their early stages of this investigation, it appeared that the fish suffered from oxygen stress.
Right. As a result of that stress, we see also that the fish is suffering from its inability to feed properly, okay? And the intestines, as you can see, probably, I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up from that. That's the liver, huh? There are no lacerations on the liver, no signs of growth or cyst within the liver structure of the fish. The intestines are here, okay? Really and truly, if the fish are feeding properly, all right, this intestine will appear as a black, dark coloration tube, all right? It is very translucent, all right, very empty, which means that the fish has not fed for a few days, okay? And that is normal. If a fish is suffering from stress factors that prevents it from being a normal fish, then it will not feed.
Looking further at the muscle tissue of the fish to see if nematodes were present or if worms or an infection which could lead to its death. None were found, as all muscles lined remained clean, in addition to the heart, which seemed to be in perfect order, Mr. Maglaw explained. The aortic arch in the heart of the fish shows very little signs of oxyhemoglobin, which contributes to the red color of the blood. He said thus far these are the only findings they have noticed. using the facilities they have for testing, but they will send samples to labs to carry out a more thorough test on the dead fish.
A fish that we believe that will be suffering from, say, chemical poisoning, okay, and chemicals would tend to affect the tissue structure by causing lesions in the tissue, okay, and redness and so on. That fish doesn't show any of the signs. So if the chemicals in the water were affecting the gills would show that redness and lesion, cuts and so forth. If it's affecting the intestine, we would see that. If it's affecting the liver, we would also see it. Okay, but it doesn't show any of those clinical signs. So the fish in itself, as you look at it from that standpoint, appears extremely healthy, very healthy fish, yet still they're dying. Okay, and the only signs that we can relate to in the gills and the intestine, right? The discoloration of the gills and the lack of food in the intestine are the two clinical factors that we can based upon now, showing that the fish is under some serious stress.
He noted it could be that the fish suffer from a lack of oxygen in the water or some other contributing factor. But what is peculiar is that this has only affected the kai species, as to date no other fish has been observed to be affected by this issue. The kai migrates in very large schools, and when they are exposed to an environment with little oxygen, they stop eating. Mr. Magloire stated they will go out to various areas where these dead fishes were found to conduct further tests to assess the situation.
At this point, we do not believe that it is something that the general public should be fearful about. Okay, none of the signs that we see here showing that the fish is affected by any sort of chemical contamination or something to that effect. And none of the other species of fish or birds that have been feeding on that over the last few days are showing any clinical signs of being affected by some toxin or the other. So we're not really too worried about that. If you look at the exterior surfaces of the fish, right, it doesn't show that the fish is suffering from anything. It's nice and pretty, the skin is translucent, it is very reflective, all of the characteristics you would expect in a normal fish, right? So it's not something in the water column in itself that is affecting the integrity of the organism that we're dealing with. So
the highest percentage of deaths was seen in Roseau. However, a population of fish that were found dead is less than 1%.
We actually going to get into the water to really do some observation of the fish in water itself, okay, to be able to determine whether the entire population of the kai is suffering from that effect, or is it just small percentages of that has been affected by whatever stress factor that are causing them to die at this point in time. Okay, so that's more about what I can say about it for the time, until some new information comes up and we can give a better determination as to what the exact problem with that particular species is.
The dead kai was first discovered in Baytown, Roseau, then near Rodney's Rock in Jimmet, then in Point Round in Portsmouth. In more stories, 10 individuals have been awarded the opportunity to further their education in various fields through the Chinese government scholarship program. The students each received their admission letters at a small ceremony on August 7th from the Charge d'Affaires Shea Weiwei, Education Minister Peter Seja, and Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Alvin Bernard. Charge d'Affaires Shea Weiwei told the students in their continuance of studies they should be motivated, energetic, and brave,
which will help you to overcome the difficulties in front of you and achieve success. Ladies and gentlemen, a people's dream is a nation's dream. Early of this year, His Excellency Xi Jinping, President of China, called on the Chinese young people to dare to dream and work hard to realize their own dreams, as well as to contribute to the realization of the Chinese dream.
Ms. Weiwei noted although there is a vast ocean between China and Dominica, their hearts are closely knitted, being bonded by the pursuit of a dream. China will continue to work closely with Dominica to realize the great vision of development and prosperity. In the meantime, Education Minister Honorable Peter Seja stressed on the importance of the gift of education.
In the area of education and human resource development, we have been able to benefit from 126 scholarships awarded to young Dominicans to prepare and to improve their livelihoods and make a meaningful contribution to the development of our local economy. This amounting to over $7 million over the past 9 years.
Mr. Seja said this investment in our human resource development is a clear indication of the commitment of the government and the people of China.
You who are fortunate to benefit from these scholarships, it will afford you the opportunity to broaden your knowledge and understanding and your experience in a diverse culture, a tradition, and indeed a new language. It means for you that you will be trained to be a global citizen, able to function and excel in a global environment. I urge you therefore to make the best use of this opportunity. It could have been somebody else, but it is you.
Mr. Alvin Serra urged the students to not let the change in culture, environment, and tradition influence them in the negative. The students will pursue studies in architectural art, architecture, animal sciences, plant and animal quarantine, public administration, hotel management, and international economics and trade. More news. With the high rise of non-communicable diseases that has been pervading our society, the establishment of a health and wellness center, the only of its kind in Dominica, has set the way to address those issues. The Healthy Living Wellness Center opened its doors to the public on August 7th, providing Dominicans with diversified services that would enable them to lead healthier and improved lifestyles. Tahira Blanchard, owner of the Healthy Living Wellness Center and a certified colon hydrotherapist, said she decided to embark on this field primarily to assist individuals with drug addiction.
And I decided to expand and offer other options in terms of getting rid of toxins from the body, so that for the people who are unable to do colon therapy, they could also benefit through either the food detox or the infrared sauna or the castor oil pack or baths or what other methods that we have for helping to get rid of toxins from the body.
With approximately 16 members on staff, the center provides various services including consultations on people's health conditions, massages, colon therapy procedure, and the infrared sauna therapy.
The infrared sauna therapy, which is another very wonderful therapy that we have, where it's actually a machine that you would sit in and we put it at a particular temperature. Now that heat actually induces sweating, and when the individual would sweat, it would get rid of toxins from the skin. It's very, very good for stimulating the immune system. It's very good for the skin. So everybody who wants good skin can do the sauna. In terms of weight loss, somebody could burn about 600 calories in a half an hour session. It's a very good form of cardio exercise as well. So, people who cannot exercise or their schedule is, a bit tight and they do not have the time to go out and exercise, coming in and have a sauna session is very good for exercising the heart as well. Along with many other benefits that the sauna possesses.
Ms. Blanchard said the establishment is an avenue used to encourage people to live healthy lives by equipping them with the necessary tools and knowledge. Sonia Nestor, a health counselor at Healthy Living Wellness Center, said her priority is to advise the people about nutrition and lifestyle changes.
I actually advise people on lifestyle changes, so I consult and coach people on how to make lifestyle changes, because sometimes that's difficult. So you might have people who over the years have been trying to lose weight, been trying to have better skin, have been trying to feel better, to have more energy, and they just cannot do it. So if they come to the centre, I can actually work with them in a coaching, counselling way to see where they can make changes, to see if there's an emotional connection, and we'll take it from there. Because most people do want to be healthy.
The center is opened to the public from Monday to Saturday. Other news, Kalinago individuals throughout Dominica will celebrate 2013 World Indigenous Peoples Day on Friday, August 9th. This will be observed under the theme Indigenous Peoples Building Alliances, Honoring Treaties Agreements and Other Constructive Arrangements. The importance of honoring arrangements between states, their citizens, and indigenous peoples that were designed to recognize indigenous peoples' rights to their lands are some of the factors, amongst others, to be highlighted this year. In the past, focus was placed on Kalinago Week and not on Indigenous Peoples Day. However, as the Kalinago people grew more conscious of their culture, the day is now being recognized as World Indigenous Peoples Day. World Indigenous Peoples Day will be observed with activities organized by the Tuna Development Committee and the Kalinago Council. Some activities will include a visual exhibition of various indigenous peoples in the village of Tuna. Other activities will include river bathing, and the music for the event will be of various indigenous rhythms. A cross-country walk will leave the southerly village of Sinico at 2 p.m. for the village of Tuna, where they are expected to arrive at 4 p.m. This will be followed by speeches from community leaders. Individuals will be invited to the Kalinago Barana Oath for a discussion on the topic Kalinago People's Contribution to Dominica Development at 7 p.m. And in court news, repeat offender 42-year-old David Telemac of Goodwill faced Roseau Magistrate Candia George on Tuesday, August 6. Telemac was charged with theft of $65 and $150 in repair cost for malicious damage to the glass of a Toyota Hiace bus belonging to Lex Roberts. He pled guilty to both charges. According to the facts of the case, on Sunday, August 4th at about 3 a.m., Telemac was spotted by Police Mobile Patrol, looking about suspiciously between vehicles in the vicinity of Courts Castle Comfort. He was approached by a police officer, and as the officer completed searching him, Telemac ran away, and the officer gave chase. During the chase, Telemac was observed to have thrown something from his pocket. After he was detained, he was questioned as to what it was he had thrown away, but denied the accusation. The area was then searched, and the officer retrieved $19 in coins and other small change amounting to a total of $23.14. The officer also noticed the glass behind the driver's seat of the Toyota Hiace bus, registration number HE131, was broken, and the vehicle ransacked. However, when questioned about it, Telemac stated he thought it was his friend's bus who owes him money, so he forced the window open. He was then cautioned and charged. In mitigation, Telemac stated he was sorry for what he had done, and he denied going there with the intention of committing any wrongdoing. Magistrate Candia George noted since Telemac was 15 years old, he had been in and out of court for numerous thefts. He was sentenced to 2 months imprisonment on the charge of theft and 4 months for the charge of malicious damage to run consecutively. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.